All right. Good morning and welcome everybody to the Never Stop Healing podcast. This is your host of the day, Cade Archibald, and very honored and excited to have everybody with us today. So some really cool stuff. If you guys weren't on last night's Health Accelerator Challenge, make sure you tune into that. If you're not a part of that community yet, go to acueastwest.com/hack. That's HAC, stands for Health Accelerator Community or Challenge. So we are going through the 60-day reset right now. And just by the raise of hands, for those of you here live, raise your hand if you've been following along and actually tracking your score. I think that's it's been a fun challenge, and hopefully you guys are gaining a lot out of it. Nice. We got some hands coming up. Awesome. Love to see that. And so just in case no one, if you don't have the 60-day reset document, I'm going to share that here in the chat box for you guys. So open that up. You guys can actually, you can follow along with the whole 60-day reset. So I'm just going to kind of review what that challenge is. We do have a guest scheduled today, having a few technical things. So I'm going to cover what the challenges are, help get you guys squared away there, and then hopefully she'll be able to join us. And if not, we'll have some fun elsewhere. And Reagan's not going to be able to join us. He's got some things he's taking care of in clinic right now. And so you guys are stuck with me. So sorry, hopefully I don't bore you too much today, but we're going to have some fun. So, all right. I'm going to share my screen here for those of you here on the webinar platform live, but I just wanted to review how's everyone doing with their challenges. And so let me see here. Oh, it looks like we have our special guest here. So I'm going to cover these challenges real quick, and then we'll bring her on. We got a really exciting guest. So for your challenges for the 60-day reset, make sure you're getting your sleep. Feel like I crushed this one last night. Hydration. So getting some good, water intake, as well as some good minerals, electrolytes. Take out sugar. I crushed it there. So I'm sitting at 3 right now. Exercise, got a good workout in this morning. Cold and heat. This is where the last couple minutes of the shower, just turn that baby on cold and get a nice cold, and do your mindset morning practice. So those are your challenges. I'm having a good time with it. Hopefully you guys are too. And let's bring on Dr. Anna Cabeca. Welcome, Dr. Anna. How you doing?
Oh my goodness, it's so great to see you, Cade. How are you?
Good. It's been a minute. I think
it's been a little bit. I've missed you guys. How are you? How are
doing
things
really
up there
good
in the cold? We have snow this morning, so I'm a little, this is very unusual in Dallas. So
oh, you guys got snow in Dallas. Wow.
We have snow in Dallas. We're in a freeze. It's just so exciting.
Nice. Well, it is actually abnormally cold. I'm in St. George, which is like the southern corner of Utah. So it's about like Vegas climate, maybe a little colder. So it's pretty dry and not too much snow. It's rare that I see snow, but then Reagan, he's up in like Park City, Salt Lake area, and they're definitely getting snow on a regular. It's at least it started off to be a pretty good winter. We're hoping to get some more storms so we can get some good skiing and snowboarding in. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I bet. I know a lot of good people moving out to Park City. I'm gonna have to come visit more.
Yes. Well, I'm gonna for those of you that don't know Dr. Cabeca. She is amazing provider. We've had her on the show. It's probably been about a year ago. And then, another time or two prior to that. But she's triple board certified and a fellow of gynecology and OB, integrated medicine, anti-aging and regenerative medicine, special certifications in functional medicine, sexual health, and bioidentical hormone replacement. And she has served for the past 20 years over 10,000 women in her private practice, and then million more through her books and videos and articles. Just an amazing individual that's doing some huge things in the healthcare space. And so very honored to have you on the show today. Reagan, he was excited to do the interview, and we had some stuff come up in the clinic. So it's just going to be me on today. So we don't get to hang out with Reagan, but that's all right. I'm excited to talk about your new book. Dr. Anna's got a new book called Menopause. And really looks awesome. I love the love
the title.
The art and the title is just on point. So well done there. It is awesome. And so I think that's the main thing that we were going to talk about is go over the book. I'll make sure that everyone gets in the show notes. So we have Shani on here. Make sure you get all the links in there, Shani, for Dr. Anna's book, so everyone knows where to go find this. So yeah, really cool stuff. And so I've been kind of reading through it really briefly. I just got it yesterday, but I wanted to make sure I covered some of the main things. So I saw there's kind of 5 different plans that you put together in there. So you have the Keto Green, the green plant-based. There's so many cool things. So I just wanted to kind of dive in there and talk a little bit about what would be the best one for individuals.
Yeah. So the reason I created Menopause, you got to love the name, right? So say if you're perimenopause or menopause, this is when we need Menopause. And it is exactly that. There's like 5 different eating plans that pause something different. So a lot of times, Cade, we get in a rut, right? We're doing the same thing and all of a sudden it doesn't work for us anymore. And that means we just have to change it up. Something else could be going on. So each of the plan pauses something. For example, the Keto Green Extreme plan, and this I put them in the order that you can go through, or just start with the one that resonates best with you and rotate through the other plans as well. So I start with the Keto Green Extreme, which we pause all inflammatory foods. So even nuts, seeds, nightshades. So it's an autoimmune protocol based Keto Green Extreme. So you're getting really good protein and really healthy fats and low carbohydrate, dark green leafies in a very, very low inflammatory AIP approved way. So that's one. And then we pause meat for the second one. Like we can just be completely plant-based, but still conscientious of the carbs we're eating and making sure we get enough protein and fats, which is often a problem with my vegetarians and vegans. And then we pause all vegetables. We go carnivore because sometimes it's hard to digest. Our body has our the microbiota of the gut have, I don't want to say eroded to such a way that the enzymatic production's not enough to support digestion as well as it should. But we can definitely see where a pause and all of that can be very beneficial. So it's really a carnivore week. Each plan is 6 days because 72-hour cycles. It takes 72 hours to regenerate gut mucosa. So I said, okay, what's the minimum we can put this pause on and get results? And really 6 days is a good number, and we can really see great results. And another is pausing all solid foods. We're doing a liquid fast, smoothies, shakes, bone broth, for a week, and another one's a carb up plan. Sometimes we've been so restrictive, and I see this a lot in my Keto Green community. My women have been following me for years now. It's like, okay, well, we've got to incorporate some healthy carbs back in periodically. And for some, it's very interesting because for some, even a sweet potato can trigger that sugar addiction. I heard you gave up sugar. And so
Yeah.
I will say sugar is that toxic ex-boyfriend. And I don't know if anyone listening can relate, but it's like, oh, just one more kiss or just one more date. We'll just have coffee, right? And all of a sudden they're moving in again. So it's the same thing with sugar. So we really, breaking those ties with sugar is important. And, but we need sometimes healthy carbs. And so adding in that variety, it's super good for the gut microbiome. So each plan really focuses on a different area, a different pause. So it's been kind of fun writing it and fun seeing the results. So
No, this is fascinating. I love that. So it's everything goes through like a specific timeline and purpose. So I've been doing the carnivore diet for a few months now, and then I'll like usually the weekends I'll add in some different carbs, get some veggies. But that's actually been one of my the easiest thing for me to follow, because that's like eating meat. I got a smoker. I'll throw meat on there anytime, and I'm good to go.
and you're doing it right, like nose to tail, right? Organ meats are really important for the vitamins and minerals. And
Oh yeah, yeah,
yeah, I
well,
figured.
yeah, and I've been just really enjoying that, but it's also it's one of those things where I feel like it's worked really well for my body, but like if I were to try to get my wife to follow that, she's not game for it. She enjoys meat, but she's got to get some other carbs. And I think like from a female perspective, it seems like I can go all carnivore and feel great and be able to handle it. I'll lose weight. I trim up. The females, on the other hand, it's kind of they're a lot more complex, I would say. And so it
I
sounds
would
like
say
you.
we are. I would say we are. And it's true because I did go carnivore for a while and actually gained weight. I
Yeah,
lost a few pounds originally, but actually gained weight. And so I really had to dig in, okay, what's going on? And for that, how do we rotate in that period of digestive rest? Or if you're healing a gut issue or, have a digestive issue, what's going on? And then doing it really conscientiously. It's totally different for women. And keto is totally different from women, hence all the keto green concepts. We need those
love that.
microgreens, the minerals. Men have 10 times as much testosterone, right, Kate? So you've got that
Yeah.
protective layer. And then you put us through menopause when progesterone and DHEA are plummeting. And we don't have that. We have even lower amounts of estrogen and testosterone, and especially the neuroprotective hormones, progesterone and DHEA. And so it creates this neuroendocrine vulnerability, which as a gynecologist, sure, I saw the bleeding problems, but I saw the anxiety, the mood swings, the difficulty sleeping, the lack of libido, all of those issues come into play. So doing everything we can to support the gut, support the liver detoxification, support the adrenals is so healing and supportive so that we can go through menopause easily and the rest of our life. And I always say menopause is natural, suffering is optional. Definitely men and women are
That is
different.
a beautiful quote. Everybody write that down. So menopause is natural, suffering is not. Or wait, what?
Yeah.
Say it again. It's menopause is
Menopause is
natural,
natural.
suffering is not.
Suffering is optional.
It's optional.
Suffering
There
is
we go.
optional. Yep,
Love that.
suffering is optional. And it's just like menstrual, like for, us in clinic, when we've seen women with PMS or dysmenorrhea, young teens, et cetera, painful, heavy cycles, lots of cramping. And within 6 weeks, they can have periods they don't even know that are coming anymore. So that same thing, periods like that, we had this discussion yesterday with Dr. Nicole Huffman. She's great. And we were talking about this, and especially when it comes to PCOS and fertility and the terminology we've used for our menstrual cycles are like the curse, right? Oh, that time of the month. And, it's just like, dreaded, right? I mean, and so we shouldn't look at it that way. And the same with menopause. And in menopause, I kind of brought in concepts from around the world because as I've traveled and lived around the world, I saw different cultures handle it differently. And so I want to incorporate some of the natural solutions that they've used to open our minds, because we are marketed to, as a menopausal woman, we are absolutely targeted to plastic surgery, to anti-aging creams and gel, and are really brought into the sphere of aging, when the opposite is true. The Japanese say they don't have a term for menopause. They use the word konenki, which means second spring. Right? Like, isn't that better? Like, I'm going
That's way
breeze
better.
through menopause into the second spring of my life. Hey, I'm in the second spring. It's liberating. It's freeing. It's, and women in their 40s know you have, no tolerance for bullshit anymore. Right? So it's liberating.
I love it. Well, on kind of going back to that weight loss topic, and it's, you kind of touched on this in kind of your first little bit of each of the different diets, but what do you see as causing these weight loss plateaus?
And that's where it came into not just one solution, right? What's right for you
Yeah.
at this time. And I think that's because I've seen this evolve, as certainly in my practice, but as I've worked with the masses. So with my first book, introducing Keto Green, and then introducing extended intermittent fasting with Keto Green 16, and then seeing plateaus get hit and experiencing them myself, I'm just a step ahead, right? And so what's going on, and then realizing that it's that change. Can't do the same thing each time. Sometimes it is carving up, sometimes it's doing a cleanse. We don't ever forget about our cleanses and extended fasting cycles, and sometimes it's that rotation. So it also is true with supplementations. Like I say, there are seasons for a reason, and we should rotate through our supplements in the
Yeah.
same way. So
Awesome.
I think it's a few different things. So you can't blame it on carbs. Sometimes we need more or different carbs, or we just need to just an interruption, a disruption. I like the
Yeah.
disruption to go back to what we're doing, and it starts working again. So I've seen that many times as well. So for example, like listening to my audience, like, oh, I was stuck and then I was on a cruise and then I lost 2 pounds. And I'm like, huh, how did that happen? It wouldn't have happened with me, you know, unlimited drinks, limited food. I'm
Yeah.
a foodie for sure. Right. But it's also more than food, right? It's the cortisol and oxytocin connection. So having fun, enjoying yourself, but also switching up your routine. And, that often makes a difference. The same with working out, right? The same with
Yeah.
exercise. If you do the same thing all the time, you're going to not see the results you started seeing. So you have to change things up. So I like the idea of cross-chaining our gut. And I think it does, it creates resilience in our microbiome, in our gut bacteria. And there hasn't been studies to look at what does cycling through different plants do. So I'm planning to continue to collect data as we go through this stuff.
That'll be fascinating, because
Uh-huh.
I love how you have it all like planned out in here, where you go through each of the phases and somewhat of a detox, and just changing up each of the food sources that you're getting, but still eating very clean, good source foods. And when we first started talking, it was, we talked a lot about the Keto Green, and I remember Reagan and I were like, oh, that is brilliant, because keto is a little too far to one edge of the spectrum, but when you get the keto and the greens, it adds a nice top. But then the fact that you've noticed, okay, well, I started plateauing, and then you're diving in and actually figuring out, okay, well, if I mix some things up, because yeah, our bodies get used to things. Our bodies are constantly trying to, achieve this homeostasis. And so change,
Yep,
whether it's good
exactly.
or bad, it just kind of wants to stay in one place. But then as we change things, it's going to move in different directions, and then we plateau. Yeah, this is brilliant. I love this.
Thank
So
you.
looks like you have some really good recipes in here. And the I got to tell you, the art on this thing is gorgeous. I'm like, oh, I want to go cook
Oh
all
yeah.
this stuff. It looks so
Oh
good.
yeah. No, Caroline Ely did all the pictures and food photography, and I just love it. And certain things in here, like this is one of the carnivore plans. I mean, I had fun creating different recipes, like my, favorite things that I like to eat when I'm out, making them really keto green and hormone balancing. So adding the herbs and spices. And tabbouleh is, I'm Middle Eastern. So one of my favorite things is tabbouleh, but you take out the bulgur wheat, and instead of using cauliflower rice, which was an initial substitute, I started using sprouts because I didn't have any in the fridge and I wanted that crunch. And so adding the additional broccoli sprouts chopped up, I mean, it's just like, makes it even better, tastier, lower carb, and more nutrient, dense, more hormonally balancing. So yeah,
Love
had a
that.
great time. And the publisher, you know how hard it is to get a publisher. And this is shakshuka. I don't know if you guys know shakshuka. This is in one of the
I,
carb up plans. So
that
it's a
looks
little bit
awesome.
expensive. Doesn't that look good?
That looks
I know
so good.
it's so good. I can tell you what's in it. Let me tell you all the ingredients in it. It is just so delicious. So it's just with avocado and egg and some sriracha sauce on top. And I have to find the recipe
Well,
here.
avocado and egg, you sold me right there. Feeling
I
good on
know,
that.
right? Oh my gosh, so good. It was fun using different foods around the world too.
Yeah, so this is like a multicultural book.
Yeah, to
Let's
bring
see.
things up, because you think about it, physicians of our ancient kings were their chefs. They prepared their food.
Yeah.
So that's medicinal, right? And food is medicine and how we nourish our body. But of course, I will say that's just part of the picture. It's all the other things you were talking about this morning. How well are you sleeping? How well are you hydrating in between your meals, not with your meals, right? So we're not diluting our
Yeah.
um, digestive fluid, and so digestive enzymes. So it's really critical, not just what we're eating, when we're eating. So intermittent fasting is a really big component. Who we're eating with, our mindset about we're eating, if we're stressed or we're happy, that's a different physiology.
Yeah.
And so I really wanted to bring that into this as well, like with, great gratitude, gratefulness with the food.
That,
So yeah, so shakshuka has extra virgin olive oil, chopped onion, green pepper, minced garlic, coriander, paprika, cumin, sea salt, red pepper. So just hugely, herbal component. Then large tomatoes, 2 large eggs, parsley, and mint. So all those vegetables with, and then top it with some avocado and egg sunny side up. And it's just gorgeous. So that's shakshuka, the
love
keto
that.
green kind of version of it. Yeah.
Love that. So, and we have a couple guys. It looks like most of the people on today are female listeners, but we do have a couple guys on here, myself included. But I would say, is this book going to be like these recipes and some of the processes from a male perspective? Any insights on that? I know you're the girlfriend doctor, but what would you say to the guys out there listening?
Well, I wouldn't be a good girlfriend if I wasn't helping with the relationships and the guys in the group, right?
Exactly.
So it does. I would say if it works and this is what we've seen with Keto Green 16. I mean, we've seen just, really 3x, 4x results with guys. They get results faster. But the key thing is having something work for a woman with hormone imbalances, right? So if it works for a
Yeah.
menopausal woman, it works for anyone. So it's perfect for the guys too. Typically, they may up their portion size a little bit, have extra protein and fat, but otherwise they can do the fast with us. They just drop weight really, really quickly. And it pisses us off mostly. But if you like buy us flowers and promise us on day 7, you'll take us to a mani pedi, I think I'll be good. No problem.
Awesome.
It is something you definitely can do as a family. My girls have done it with me. So I have, girls ages 13 to 32, and they've been following mostly, like if they're 50% keto green, it's awesome. Right. But when I do a plan and we cook, we batch cooked in the kitchen together, and,
Oh, that's
and it's
fun.
all just good, healthy, interesting, delicious food.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
We had a question come in from Leanne. Thanks for or more of a comment, but she just said, excited to get your menopause book. I'm looking for a book focusing on severe endometriosis. Is that something, I don't know how deep you want to go here, but is that something you could touch on, maybe, is endometriosis?
Yeah, definitely. Endometriosis is one of the hardest things. It's a really, again, we still have theories as to how endometriosis develops. Let me tell you, from working with thousands of women, what really works when it comes to endometriosis, pelvic pain of uncertain etiology, whatever it may be, we have to remove inflammation. We have to support your adrenal glands, and especially around the time of your period, really work on that low inflammatory balanced diet. I found just through the years, number one, with liver support, detoxification with liver support, adrenal support as far as supplementation, and a really clean diet. So Keto Green, works really well. And I'd be curious to see which diet plan in menopause you responded best to, and to look at that and see how you feel with each of the plans too. But I imagine, like, I would start definitely with the autoimmune protocol. So Keto Green Extreme, really eliminating nightshades, and because they can be very inflammatory. If you haven't already, Leanne, let me know. And the other thing, sometimes we use a progesterone. I certainly add the adrenal support, so the Mighty Maca Plus, and and sometimes we have to use things to inhibit prostaglandins. So other anti-inflammatory supplements like the turmeric, the curcumin, or prescription. But that's a really key component to decreasing the severity of endometriosis, and often reversing it. I'm a surgeon, Leanne. I have operated on endometriosis again and again, and to see it come back was really frustrating. We have to do these lifestyle changes in order to improve it. The other thing too, it's that concept of, is it implanting of your menstrual cycle? Is it something related to your flow, or and looking with ultrasound at your ovaries and uterus is also really important. So making sure your gynecologist has done a sonogram, even a hysterosonogram, to just double check to make sure there's not something else going on.
Thank you for that. That was really insightful. Awesome. And and what we see clinically, like, inflammation really is at the root of most all these autoimmune these really chronic conditions that we see more and more now. It's crazy what that can do. And I love how, your book, you're really diving into all different ways of lowering inflammation. Because, like, for me, if all I did was meat for like the rest of my life, eventually I'm going to create some really inflammatory responses. And so
Right.
I gotta get some other nutrients in, and it's that constant battle of back and forth of what's creating and causing inflammation. I'm excited to go in and try out some of these cycles. I love this.
Oh, I think you're gonna love it, and I'm gonna make you do it because you've been carnivore for so long. So, and the other part too, The other part too is 6 days, we can do anything for 6 days. And I gave the seventh day to do what you want with it. Like I was interviewed one time on Kourtney Kardashian doing the keto diet and for People magazine or something. And they said, well, she has a cheat day. She eats the pancakes and whatever. I'm like, she's getting results. She feels great. I mean, so she can, she'll
What's the big
explore that.
deal?
And I called it a feast day instead of a cheat day. Just look at it, man, that's your feast day. I mean, Sunday, I do one meal a day, typically on Sunday. And that's, a feast day, however that looks to you, healthy, enjoy it, whether it has carbs in it or it doesn't, enjoy that day of, enjoy that day for yourself. I mean, you deserve it. And I have found that sometimes, right, like all my plans are dairy free and gluten free. That's a given. But we learn with those days what we can reintroduce and what we can introduce. So that as we
Yeah, I
get
think
into this, we learn more about ourselves.
I think that's really insightful, especially as you're looking like if you can do 80% or 90% of something good, and you're going to be on the right track. And if you're flawless, like your stress and cortisol might be causing more problems than that feast day. I like how you coin it the feast day. That sounds a lot better than the cheat day, because there's plenty of times when
Totally.
just for all the listeners, really paying attention to your body when you do eat things that are maybe outside of the typical diet, and paying attention to how your body responds to that. Because I remember I've done different cheat days, and sometimes the next day it's like you're hungover, like you just feel like garbage because you did not intake very good food and your body doesn't respond to it. Whereas if you choose foods that your body's still good with, and you can usually get away with feeling really good the next day and continuing your results for feeling better and better physiology and better health.
Yeah. And sometimes there is that when we need that extended period. Like I've had women sometimes because of one issue or not flaring autoimmune or psoriasis on 2 weeks of just shakes and bone broth, right? Really gut restorative protocol, or sometimes just a whole week of really gut restorative protocol just to change things around really quick. And we have to be really pure. Patients with menstrual migraines, take them off gluten, take them off dairy, and we're strict on those eliminations, right? But again, see what happens when you reintroduce. And what I was thinking about when you were talking was that, not just to look at how we feel physically, but how we are emotionally. So I know being very sensitive to like, eating or drinking something, then I'd be like, I'm irritable or I'm cranky, or it could be, that's another good indication that didn't agree with you.
Yeah, no, that love that. So, and I know, so you do, let's talk, I'm just curious. So you have your book, and then you have some different products that you provide. I'm assuming in the book we'll probably learn a little bit about those, but I know is it called the Keto Greens? No,
Yep.
what's
I have Keto
it
Green
is the
shake,
Keto Greens. Yeah.
Ketogreen, and Mighty Maca Plus. Those are
That's
two of the, yeah, Mighty Maca Plus. So it has 30, support food. So adaptogens, including organic maca and turmeric, quercetin, resveratrol, um, cumin. It has, it's just cat's claw herb. So a lot of things that we know can support your immune system, because it essentially attacks inflammation from multiple cytokine and inflammatory pathways. So it really has been, that's like, foundational support. And that really does help, especially as we're moving toxins out, to help your body move more toxins out safely. And so that's number one. And then the Keto Green shake is 0 gram sugar, completely vegan protein shake with some nuts and seeds for part of the protein mix for hormone balancing as well. Because often, we need to get more protein in. And I wanted to switch. I wanted to have something um, vegetarian or vegan. And again, I'm a big omnivore, nose to tail all the way, right? The liver recipe in here, it's actually very, very good. Thank you very much. Okay. I pretended it was steak. All right. So, and then my product Jolva, I mean, this is groundbreaking. You got to carry this in the clinic. You know, I mean, this is my anti-aging cream for the vulva. And, you know, I created these products for me and for my clients because nothing existed to help us naturally and,
Yeah,
and that we could get without a prescription. So
love that. Well, yeah, you guys can go to, I think Chanel's added a couple links for you guys to get to her website, and then we'll have it in the show notes and everything. But very cool. Yeah, there's, and the Keto Greens, I've taken those for a few years, and like the taste really tastes great, adds like all your essentials are just right there in a smoothie or a cup. I'm like super simple. I don't go through like, I typically I'm water and then whatever the powder is, I'm mixing it and I'm good to go. I'm not like, I don't have to make it super flavorful. My wife is the exact opposite. It's got to like taste immaculate if she's gonna put it down, and she can put that one down really easily. And so that's a great thing. Awesome.
yeah, the
Well,
flavor was really important because of my daughters too. You know, I wanted something that they're going to eat and their friends are going to have, and they'll make smooth. My, you know, daughter's been drinking Mighty Maca Plus, my youngest, since she was 2 years old. So, I mean, just making something clean, you know, cleanly sourced has just been a powerful addition to make my life simpler,
yes,
healthier.
love that. Well, anything else that you think our audience needs to know about the book, or anything before we jump off here?
Yeah, I think just I would love y'all. Please get the book and don't forget to leave me your reviews. I love to read them. The book comes out April 12th, but we have a pre-order bonus. So I think with the the link that you give for the book, you'll be able to enter your receipt number from wherever you buy it from and get a bunch of bonuses, including $20 gift card to the store for pre-ordering. So essentially, you're getting the book for free. So, and again, try some of my good stuff. And some other bonuses like the batch cooking guide to make it easy. So that's, you know, that's just a huge bonus. I love those batch cooking guides. And yeah, some extra good bonuses there, some cooking videos. And then what else? There's a sneak peek and also a menu pause quiz. So you can actually take this quiz. It's at dranna.com/MP quiz. And you can see which plan may be the best one to start with at this time.
Oh,
So
that's
that's
great. That's
another way to
brilliant.
do it. Yeah.
Love it. Well done on the book. Really exciting. I'm excited for this to come out.
Thank
Everybody
you.
go grab it. Dr. Anna, thank you so much for joining us today. And everybody, let's give it up. Show Dr. Anna some love and go grab her book.
Ah,
And
thank you.
any other ways? What's the best way if they wanted to reach out to you or connect with you? What would be the best way there?
Definitely my website at dranna.com. There's on my Girlfriend Doctor show page and ask me anything. So I get those questions, and then connecting with me on social media. I spend way too much time on Instagram at the Girlfriend Doctor, but that's where I can spy on my daughters. So it's
Oh,
okay.
nice. All right. Well, awesome. Thank you for
Thank you.
joining
Thanks for
us.
having me, Kate.
And
Tell Reagan I say hi.
he was bummed that he missed it, but he'll be excited to listen. So thank you, and everybody. We'll be back same time, same place next week. Thank you all for joining us. Have an amazing week, everybody.